Hello there, welcome to the Ebon Hawk, a podcast discussing Star Wars news and Knights of the Old Republic. Today, we are preparing for Thanksgiving by recapping the LEGO Star Wars Holiday Special, and this is a spoiler alert for Knights of the Old Republic series and Star Wars films and TV shows, and this is where the key to the galaxy's past begins. Spoiler, I actually did watch this. Let's dive into our first topic. We're going to get started with some of our listener questions today. The first one, they ask, there has been a popular theory that Revan may be connected to the Skywalker lineage. What are your thoughts?
If there is, I would say no. I don't want that. I don't want that to be canon. I don't want any popular Jedi to always have to be related to a Skywalker or someone. I would rather just the Shan clan, kind of be their own thing, and then Skywalkers be their own thing. I wouldn't want Revan to be related to anyone. I would just want him to be his own thing.
Yeah, so they're addressing this like it's something, and there is a paragraph on Star Wars fandom of a Revan Skywalker, and it's one paragraph. There's no sources. I'm pretty sure that this is someone like just wishing it to be, and it's not a thing, in my opinion. We're just gonna kill it with fire, burn it.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Sequel Trilogy, just how they kind of set you up to think Rey was going to be related to someone, and it was going to be wasn't. Kenobi, and then Disney was kind of like, ooh, we want to hear your Rey theories, and then it's just just kidding, she's not related to anyone. And then it's then I was like, okay. I mean, I would have, if she was going to be related to anyone, I think I would have rather had it been a Kenobi, or she's just someone, And then I was kind of accepting that. Then Disney's like, just kidding, she's a Palpatine. And I'm like, okay. I don't believe it, but okay. I still forget Rey's a Palpatine.
Yeah, it's like just more thoughts for the next topic. I'm not a big fan of the whole Rey family thing, but that's the nature of the sequel trilogy. Our next question is, if they made a new game, would you want the same story or new plot points?
I personally would just like the same story with maybe some updated graphics and side quests. So pretty much the same thing, but maybe just kind of with more added to it. That's what I would ideally want, but personally, I think it would be better just to have an adaptation and a new game, but maybe I just want too much.
Especially with the style of KOTOR, it's kind of the only reason why I can go back and play KOTOR is because I already know what I'm getting myself into. If I were to approach a third KOTOR game, I mean, it couldn't be the style of KOTOR. It'd have to be something of a new style, like the action RPG of the Jedi Fallen Order. But definitely with the RPG nature of KOTOR, instead of just kind of the follow along, unlock bit by bit at a time that Fallen Order does. As far as it being a continuation or whatever, I don't know. I mean, I think the door kind of closed with the release of SWTOR, and now that SWTOR is out in the wild, I don't really see a way to realistically come back to a KOTOR 3.
Yeah, I guess for me, I would rather just have a KOTOR 3 and just let SWTOR be its own thing. I'd rather just pretend where they involved the exile and Revan didn't happen. But, I mean, it's kind of is SWTOR even technically canon? I think it's fanon, and they're just kind of letting EA do what they want. But I kind of wonder if the question meant if they were to remake KOTOR. Like, would you want the same game or kind of remade?
Remade from the ground up. So if we were to play KOTOR 1 in a 2020 setting, then yeah, just the new style that Fallen Order showed off, but
Yeah.
maintaining the RPG elements of KOTOR.
Yeah. I mean, there was a fan project, I think it was called Aperion or something. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it was shut down. Maybe one of these days we'll try to get them on. We'll see what happens in the future.
So our next question is, how do Cassie and I know each other? And I'll go ahead and answer this one. So there I was at the cantina at Mos Eisley, and I was just looking for work, and Cassie was looking for passage to Alderaan. So I charged her 10K. She said she only had two, so we settled on 17 on the round trip.
And then I died on the Death Star. But there came to be a podcast along the way. But actually, we're friends from high school. So, yeah.
All right. And just to wrap up our listener questions, looks like we ran a poll and just wondering how many people had KOTOR on either a phone or tablet. And looks like about 45% of you guys do and 55% of you guys don't. So I think that is the best way to play KOTOR. I've played it both desktop and tablet, and I actually really enjoyed my tablet playthrough. It just seemed to work really well.
It seems to chop along faster than it does on a PC. I don't know why.
All right, so let's take a quick break, and we'll be back to discuss the Lego Holiday Special. All right, welcome back, everybody. So, Cassie, why don't you take us away on the this Lego Star Wars release?
Yeah, so the overview of this Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, you find Rey on Life Day struggling as she attempts to teach Finn the ways of the Force, and she decides to leave to find a mysterious Jedi temple on the planet Kordoku to receive more answers. Time travel gets involved, and it's just kind of a fun Lego romp, you know, through each trilogy, prequel, original, and sequel. I enjoyed it, and I kind of found its lessons to be touching, but what were some of your favorite parts?
So with this kind of stems out with a lot of the Lego Star Wars productions on Disney Plus, but the things that I really like about all these are all the really little random details of the Lego Star Wars. A lot of the plot points that they present, especially in the holiday specials, like, oh, here we go, Rey can try time travel now. There isn't anything Rey can't do. But at this point, I'm kind of like, whatever. And so I just kind of, I think that it got good once Darth Vader got involved. That's when it got really funny.
I mean, I don't think like anything in this is supposed to be canon or literal, but I think there's been time travel in the other Lego Star Wars little clips and films before, so I guess it didn't really take me out of it, but I guess it was just kind of funny to like kind of have the holiday conceit. You have Yoda's storybook narration that kind of feels like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Elf, you know, and many other holiday films. I just found that the Kordoku planet, the temple there, like the key to the galaxy's past, it was kind of a world between worlds-esque and kind of like Charles Dickens. What were some of your favorite flashbacks?
I liked probably one of the longer ones, the Dagobah, with Rey kind of watching Luke and Yoda. I think that one had probably the most content in it. And then I did enjoy, kind of thought it was amusing to watch her kind of like bounce between the different ones, like Anakin and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. when they mix them together and you got all three Obi-Wans together.
I did like how the Dagobah sequence, Yoda touches on that one at the end, and Yoda kind of mentions that he kind of failed to teach Luke, and he struggled too. Then it was kind of funny to see like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon in the Phantom Menace, and like Obi-Wan is like, who cares about a trade dispute? And I just thought that was funny. And then I think like Obi-Wan and Anakin, like I think it's supposed to be like Clone War era, but it kind of seemed like the lead up to Attack of the Clones, because Obi-Wan's like, don't be nervous, and Anakin's like, I'm not nervous to see Padme, you know? Why would I be nervous? And
Well, that elevator scene is in Attack of the Clones.
yeah, I'm just saying that they kind of had their Clone War armor on. They looked how they look in the Clone Wars, like hair and clothes wise. So I was like, is this supposed to be Attack of the Clones? Or are they kind of trying to hit two birds with one stone and kind of combine them? So,
Well, all like the new Lego figures are like owned by Disney.
yeah.
Because like you have like the old school Star Wars Legos, and then you've got like the Disney Lego Star Wars Legos.
Yeah.
So
They've
they
been
probably
having
just
lots
used
of
the assets
updates.
that they owned.
Yeah. But it was also kind of cool on Hoth to have like two Darth Vaders. And then there was even Anakin versus Obi-Wan, and Baby Yoda and Mando was just a blip. And then there was also pod racing. So do you have a quote about pod racing you want to share with the class?
Oh man, so many good quotes, but I'll stick with the best one. Now this is pod racing.
Everyone from the three trilogies lands in front of the binary sunset, and we were blessed with three Obi-Wans telling each other hello there. And I'll probably have to post that as a meme or something. But in the kerfluffle, I'm calling it the remote. It's probably not a remote, but I'm calling it the remote. The remote is lost, and Rey and young Luke are stuck on Kordoku. Kylo Ren gets involved with the Emperor and Vader, and it's kind of funny because Rey just keeps on calling him Ben and stuff, and I'm kind of like, is he gonna come back to life? I don't know. Can they do that with time travel? I don't know. But yeah,
Well, according to the Avengers, it's sometimes
sometimes. So I
because
guess
they brought back Gamora, but they couldn't bring back Black Widow.
I don't know. I guess it depends which actors are easier to get back for scheduling and like costs, you know. I found this instance where the Force ghost of Yoda, when he appears to Rey, kind of touching. He says, all teachers fail. From failure we can learn to be a better student or teacher. Yoda failed teaching Luke, but he kind of shows Rey the Falcon in a Dickens-esque vision that Finn thinks Rey's a good teacher, and he is learning from her. Rey was so focused on the books and helping Finn that she didn't realize she hurt his feelings. So Yoda says, so focused on the books you were, the most important thing you forgot. Knowledge and training in Jedi needs, yes, but useless these are without connection. And like, I guess when I first watched it, like, tears kind of came to my eyes because like it's just been a long year, you know, with Corona, and I'm just like, it's about connection and being together, you know. And I guess I just love Star Wars a lot. But you see that Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, Luke and Rey, Luke and Yoda, Obi-Wan and Anakin, they thrive with connection. They're able to learn from each other and teach each other the best when they're friends. Then Yoda kind of tells Rey that you kind of know what you need to do. And Rey realizes that the remote was made out of the crystals of the cave. And I kind of liked the crystals from the cave because they were like blue, green, purple, yellow, and white, like all the Jedi or light-sided colors. And then everything's set right the timeline is intact and Rey gets back to celebrate Life Day with her friends on the Falcon, and then there's snow on Kashyyyk, which I don't think could ever happen.
I think so.
On
You gotta park the Falcon at the right spot.
Okay. Then I guess they're at the pole of Kashyyyk. So, I don't know. It seems like the whole planet is one single biome, and it's like a forest or rainforest. So, I don't know. Maybe there's like snow Wookiees, and I don't know about them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But it ends with Yoda in holiday garb and a bowler hat. So I was like, that's something I didn't know I needed, but it was there. So I guess watching this, I realized that I was interested in seeing Finn's training. I would like to see him train and get a lightsaber, and I just want to know if Ben Solo can be saved. But I guess, what did you think, and what were you interested in seeing in the future?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you were to see more sequel content, it would be nice to get Finn his own lightsaber.
I think it would be cool for Finn to have a green lightsaber. What color do you think he would have?
Blue.
Blue?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just sick of blue.
Yeah, I just think
blue.
that, just thinking KOTOR logic, I think blue would make the most sense for Finn, and that's why I picked blue.
Yeah, I guess that could work. So,
got to get that KOTOR reference in. Cha-ching.
Yep.
I just think that, like, to seal up what we should have saw with the sequel trilogy, I think that was the main thing that was missing, was becoming a Jedi. Like, we were all kind of baited into thinking what happened. And there's also a lot of, like, lead up to him being Force sensitive. Like, he shares that little connection with Rey, and he can kind of tell when the Force is around and things. So yeah, I think it just makes sense that it's developed if they do any sequel work.
That's what I would be interested to see, is Finn's training in the future, if they tell the story of the universe post Rise of Skywalker. But are we ready to tell our viewers Happy Thanksgiving?
I forgot the one sequence that did get me to laugh pretty hard is when all the different characters get dumped onto the dunes of Tatooine, and Han looks at other Han and is like, "You think what I'm thinking?" It's like, "I'm shooting first." And then so it's like between the two of them are like the whole reason why the battle breaks out. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But multiple we're recording this at the start of Thanksgiving week, so happy Thanksgiving, everyone, for those who celebrate.
Yeah, and I guess there's always stuff to be grateful for, and we're leading up to Life Day soon, and we'll have some fun KOTOR content for you the rest of the year, and kind of looking forward to next year. We're looking to get a Patreon and kind of have some merch set up, so we'll get your guys' feedback on how to set that up the best as possible, and it'll be fun. But anyways, you can find us on Instagram at Ebonhawk Podcast, and if you hit the link in the bio, that's the best way to stay caught up and subscribe and listen to our episodes. And the Ebonhawk can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else that Anchor podcasts are distributed. Subscriptions, reviews, and shares help us out immensely. And our email is ebonhawkpodcast@gmail.com. You can email us your questions and business inquiries there.
And then you can find me on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter, all just by searching for Coden. And then on Twitch, so this won't be happening this week for sure, as Thanksgiving, but typically Thursday evenings is when you can talk to me live. Our intro and outro themes were composed by Alistair Shorman. He could be found at alistairsounds.wixsite.com/Alistair Sounds. And our transition music was composed by Christian Walker, and he can be found at christianwalkermusic.com. This has been the Ebonhawk Podcast. May the Force be with you. We'll be back soon. Bye for now.